So what is going on, people? Welcome to episode 45 of the Sheffield Wednesday Career Mode here on EFC 24. I hope you're doing well. And well, today we have the second half of the month of December. And well, things went, not too bad for us last time out. If you haven't checked out that episode, by all means do so. We started with a 2-1 win over West Ham, a last-minute winner thanks to Rokas Pukstas. We then went to top of the table, Brighton, and well, they were so much better than us. They were proper. I underrated them at the start of the game. I said, really? This team's like proper overachieving. And they, well and truly made me eat my words. Absolutely superb performance with them. But then, we got revenge by absolutely dismantling Everton by 6-2, despite going 1-0 down in that game. Elias Salah scoring 4. So, not a bad way to end last episode. Today, we start with an away trip to Newcastle, who sit, I believe, third in the league, just a space above us. We then travel to Villa Park for, on Boxing Day, a game against Aston Villa. That was the catalyst for our turnaround last season in that win, and it's going to be an interesting one. And, of course, Firmino, the return of Firmino. And then we finish with a home game at the end of 2026 with the visit of Jude Bellingham Spurs. And while things go the way they want them to, and I release this on the day I want it to do, today is my 30th birthday. So hopefully we can have a bit of birthday cheer. But that would be nice. If we have a look anyway at the table, we actually sit in 5th, but teams around us at United have played a game and Villa have played a game more. So we currently sit in 5th, but we could move into 3rd if we pick up a win against Newcastle. But some tough games, obviously, Newcastle in 3rd, Villa in 6th, and Spurs in 9th. So certainly not going to be an easy episode. But if we can we'll be halfway through the season by the end of this video. And hopefully we'll certainly be in a strong position, maybe not just to qualify for Europe, but even to go for the title, I dare say it. But hushed tones at this moment in time about talk such as that. A couple of bits of news. Gabe Osho is leaving us. He is going on a free to Brighton, of all teams. We got this. He decided to put in a transfer request. Said he wasn't playing enough. He was coming to the end of his contract anyway. Hadn't offered him a new one. Brighton have come in and are going to steal him. But obviously, because of the way this works, for whatever reason, he's going to go in January. So he'll be joining Brighton. Higgins is another lone youth player that we've called up, who will hopefully be getting a loan out to Andorra. And risk of losing 3 players. Well, it was actually 3 players, but Osho not on that list. Windass, but he's retiring, of course, at the end of the season. Cannon and Skov, as you can see there, have both now signed new contracts. I actually left that a little bit later than I should have done, but they've both signed 2 years extensions, both for a lot of a decent pay rise to the pair of them. Skov now our joint highest paid player with Umar Sadiq. But so they're staying around for the foreseeable future. We've had a bit more growth in the squad as well. Franco has grown up to 80. I'm surprised that Salah hasn't grown, to be perfectly honest. Mascara's up to 80 now as well. Trafford up to 80 as well. So good to see continued growth throughout the squad. So we will be of course making additions in January. Be interesting to see who comes in. We'll obviously be looking for a new defender and a player in the forward half of the field. I haven't decided what position I'm going to bring in yet, but again, like I always tend to do at the start of episodes, I'm waffling. We actually won at Newcastle last season. That was the first defeat they had all season, and it was a shocking 1-0 win for us against the run of play. Hopefully, we can pull off something similar in today's game. But as seems to be the way, we have a press conference ahead of this game. Can this squad sustain a challenge? Every player is going to be playing their part, that's for sure. Like we've seen recently, we've had to call on rotation players in big games. A big game, who will win? Oh, I'm going to say this isn't the time for predictions because I don't want to go out there and say that we will win, which the other two suggested. Might Newcastle get the better of you? We've got to respect them. Absolutely. They are a good side. They're above us in the table for a reason, so I'm not going to go potty mouth as it showed against Brighton. That can certainly kick you in the backside, but we have got a fresh lineup, although I do need to make changes. I'm actually going to take Skov out for this one. I think I've got to that point now where if I'm going to rotate, I always used to take out Barrios or Franca. I think I'm going to start taking Skov out now. Even though he's just signed a new extension, he's 30 now. I feel like the other players are in better positions to make more contributions. So Skov can drop to the bench. Sadiq can go up top. We will play Salah in the middle. And we will play Barrios on the left, Franca on the right. So that's how we'll go for this game. We'll just double check the kits. We'll play in the blue, why not? Should be enough of a difference, hopefully. Right, to the game. And what? For the visit to St James's Park, this is how our host Newcastle line up. Pope in goal. A back four of Juan, Foyth, Botman, Gomez and Bentabiani. Mount, Gravenberch and Pedri in the midfield. That's just ridiculous. Midfield three. Minter on the right. Isak through the middle. Gordon on the left. Just a case of Florentino and Adeyemi. It's not their strongest squad. It must be said that we've played in recent times. Florentino, Luiz and Adeyemi certainly aren't bad players to have on the bench. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this one goes. Alexander Isak has scored some outrageous goals against us in this career mode so far. So here's hoping we can keep him a little bit quiet. But I think this might be one of the first times, as Pizarro makes a lovely challenge, that our deadly front four... Oh, it's Frank. Oh, no, it's good defending from Bentabiani. Bentabiani, however you say it. One of the first times that our goal scoring... Oh, no, he's in there. Gordon, that's a fantastic finish. Oh, Anthony Gordon. There's nothing you can do about that. Just praising the work of his man to his right in the games that we've played against them, as it's going to be mighty cold just before Christmas up at St James's. But just, yeah, turns inside Nathan Patterson, Trafford. Just, there's nothing that you can do about that. That's a superb strike from Anthony Gordon. Anyhow, delighted with his side and the start that they've made. And well, 6 minutes in, and we are behind already. But we went behind after 6 minutes to Everton, and look what happened there. So, Barrios now, bringing it away. Oh, okay, that wasn't what I thought was going to happen, but Salah will play this forward for Sadiq. He's in behind Umar Sadiq. What a finish! Umar Sadiq puts his laces through that one, and we're level in Newcastle. What a finish that is. Just a ball over the top. Negates Sven Botman. Joe Gomez can't keep up. He's just headed that down into his path. And on the half volley, well, Nick Pope well beaten. I think most keepers would be. That's a top finish for a striker that's in form at this moment in time. We're level. But we've got bodies behind the ball at the moment. Is that going to be enough though? And Mascara picks that one off superbly well. And is the referee going to allow us this time? Oh, that's fortunate. Oh, Salah, he's broken it. Oh, it's... in trying to run to avoid Umar Sadiq, he's then run further that way and given the fullback the best chance to come back in. But still, we go into the game level, and certainly a good response from us into the second half of the first half after Anthony Gordon's superb opener. But we are on top in this game. Good rise. And Salah's done superbly well there. And found Sadiq. Can he muscle past his man? He has. Joe Gomez. Umar Sadiq. Oh, my word. Has that taken a touch? It hasn't. The flight of the ball suggested that maybe Nick Pope got the slightest of touches on that. But maybe the way he's hit that, it's sort of swirling and moving all about the place. But a couple of good chances in a row there where we've got in behind the Newcastle high line. Oh, there's a big gap here for Pedri. Anthony Gordon. It's a lovely piece of play. And now Isaac. What a last-ditch tackle. Oh, no, it's fallen to Adeyemi. Oh, that's a oh, my word. James Trafford, you absolute beast. Oh, he's just saved us a point there. I was expecting Gravenberch to just bury that, but Trafford's just run at him, made himself big. Oh, James Trafford, you absolute hero. He saved us a point there. A hard-fought point, but we had the chances as Brighton lose again, this time heavily to Spurs. Oh, we had the chances to win that game, but I'll take a point away at St James's, absolutely. So our trip to Villa Park then, and Villa lining up in their usual 4-4-2. Emi Martinez in goal, back four of Dest, Fofana, Daniel Villa, Origi, and Hartman. Quillenshi Hartman. Never heard of him, but he looks decent. Bruno and Boubacar Kamara, certainly not bad options. McGinn and Louis Barry either side. And then Alvarez and Bobby up front. Garnacho is there. Fernandinho, now 81 rated. Moussa Diaby, Schlotterbeck. So some very good options for Villa, but they certainly have good players all over this squad. We have made one change from our usual lineup, and I've actually given Salah a rest. He's dropped onto the bench. Sadiq carries on in the striker role, especially after picking up his goal against Newcastle. So we're just giving Salah a rest, something different. But yeah, let's see how we get on at Villa Park, who, of course, Villa picked up some decent results and had a real resurgence last season. Had a terrible start, and that's a terrible pass from Pizarro. But yeah, they had a terrible start, but really sort of had a resurgence and finished the season, I think, maybe 8th or 9th as they're in here. Alvarez, it's a good block in there, and Pukstas tries to get rid of it, but it's Bobby and Cannon trying to get to him and just about get something on it. And now Franca, Sadiq. Oh, that's the right idea, just a terrible execution of it, really, because the gap, that's a superb piece of play. Now Alvarez comes across. Bobby. Oh, and a lovely piece of play. I was not expecting him to lay that off to Alvarez whatsoever, but the unrushing Julian Alvarez has lashed that into the back of the net. There's no stopping that for James Trafford, and we have a habit of conceding a lot of goals recently, which is not ideal, as you can imagine, but a lovely piece of play. Just making his way through the crowd, Julian Alvarez. I thought we had that scouted, but Trafford not far away from it whatsoever. But really good play between the front Villa two. And we go behind once again. That's another habit we have to get out of in the next few games, is we keep going behind in games and finding ourselves having to come back, which is not really ideal. Even in games that we're winning, we're still going behind. Going forward again, Bobby. Barry into Alvarez. Oh, I thought he was going to turn. Oh my word. Villa are ripping us apart here. It's John McGinn with the finish, but that sequence of play is absolutely unbelievable. There's nothing you can do but just appreciate the quick passing, the couple of touches there. Bruno, Alvarez has fallen asleep, not tracking his man whatsoever. Again, McGinn just thrashes it goalwards. And it's 2 in 5 minutes for Villa. And if we want something out of this game, we're not going to get it like that. But we seriously need to switch on sooner rather than later. And it's Bobby again. Oh my word. And Trafford forced into a fine save. It kind of reminds me of the first game the first game we played against Southampton when we got promoted. Oh my word. Southampton did exactly what Villa are doing to us now. In the opening 20 minutes, they just played ridiculous football and absolutely smashed us. And I think they went 3-0 up, and then we ended up losing 3-2, I think. But that pass forward was just hopeless. But 2 touches, set himself, picked his spot. Oh, we're getting picked apart by Villa even still. That's unlucky for James Trafford. Just trying to push forward to get a goal. I haven't changed anything, but oh, that's just unfortunate. He just hit that with such power, Robbie, that even though Trafford's made the save, oh, it's actually hit his elbow. Okay. Oh, it's 4. I didn't even commentate on that because it was just head tennis that I thought we were just going to get rid of, but somehow Robbie's headed that in for 5. Like, I don't know why Trafford hasn't claimed the original corner. The Villa fans go mental. But they're just headed up in the air. Trafford claim it. He's under pressure. Gets a punch away. But, I mean, is that Mascara? Cannon? It might be Franca. Who's that? Can I work out who that is? 20? I think it's Franca. I mean, it's an unbelievable header to get past Trafford and Patterson on the line. But that's so annoying. It's 5-0 and we've just, yeah, absolutely just don't even know what to suggest. It's my birthday. Stop it. There goes the full-time whistle. It finishes 5-0. I have nothing to say. That Villa just absolutely ruined us. I could have no complaints. Just weren't at the races in that game. Just absolutely beaten into submission. And we dropped to 7th because of that. So for the final game of the episode then, as we look to bounce back from that absolute hammering by Villa, this is how Spurs line up. Vicario in goal, back four of Porro, Lacroix, Danilo Pereira centre half, and Reguilon. Paulinho holding with Jude and Cristante ahead of him. Decky on the right, Jimenez through the middle, and Goncalves on the left. That is a very good Spurs team. Elmas there as well. A lot of, well, certainly on the bench, some still real life Spurs players. I've changed the whole team after that. Blanco in goal, back four of Brian, Keiki, Osho, and Perez. Obviously, a couple of these players will be saying goodbye to after this game, like some Osho. Berg and Miley in the middle. Salah comes back in the 10. Manhoff on the right. Cantero will get his last game for the club. And Espria is on the left. Patterson, the only surviving member. Well, and James Trafford. But Windass, load of the youngsters on the bench as well. You can't go and lose 5-0 and expect to keep your place in the team. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this second string gets on against a team like Spurs, who on paper have a superb side, but as we know, football not really played on paper, as Cancero's passed there. Not really any juice on it. Berg just comes across and absolutely flattens his man. It's Cristante tries to get around Berg, and Goncalves gets past Luke Bryant. That's a lovely piece of skill, and no one fancy chasing Sergio Reguilon. That's too easy. That's far too easy. Decky's the man on the score sheet, not known for scoring headers, not known for having brown hair either, it must be said. But yeah, no one fancied tracking the run of Reguilon. That cross in, I'm not really sure how Trafford's not got on the end of it. Not sure how Perez has allowed Kulusevski to get on the end of that, but he has. And we've conceded 6 goals without reply in these last 2 games. We're behind again. Well, there goes the half-time whistle, and it's been an interesting game, this one, but it's Spurs who find themselves ahead. Lovely play from Spurs, and now Bellingham, who's not really featured a lot in this game, to be perfectly honest, but when he can do stuff like that, never count him out, and that's a good save from Ruben Blanco, to be fair. Cristante looking for that bottom corner. It's not really had a lot to do, Blanco, and I absolutely gave Trafford some stick for the goal, and of course it's Ruben Blanco who's in the goal. That's superb. That's a very good and well worked goal. And well, I said Jude Bellingham really hadn't been in the game that much. Then he goes and does that. 2-0 Spurs. Now Windass will get his first touch. Oh, and they're scrapping in the middle of the park. Can we take advantage? No, apparently not. No one fancies making a freaking run to help out Josh Windass. Go on, Josh. Fair play to you, boy. Oh, I love that. Didn't even mean to do that, but little fake pass there. Oh, Miley. Windass. Into Cantero. Oh, he's managed to get away. Alejandro Cantero will find the back of the net. Into the final 10 minutes. It will be his last goal for the... Well, who knows with the final 10 minutes, but could well potentially be his last goal for the club. But he's just brushed past the defender there and slotted it before Vicario takes him out. But yeah, we send him off to Sevilla with well wishes. I enjoyed Cantero and his contributions to this team, but unfortunately it just didn't work out for him. It is what it is, unfortunately. Sometimes you can't play perfect. Oh, that would have been a great passage. You can't play perfectly all season, and well, we've had a bit of a dip in form, it's fair to say. A comprehensive defeat to Villa, a second string being beaten by Spurs. Who did we even play at the start of that? I can't even remember who we played at the start of that. We drew 1-0 at Newcastle. So yeah, 3 defeats in our last 5 games. 1 win in our last 5, if you look at it like that as well, which is not ideal. Only a point from today's episode, and well, like I said, hushed tones about a title challenge at the start of this episode. And we've well and truly shown that we're not quite cut out for a title challenge, so I think we'll have to refocus our attentions maybe just to European qualification this summer. Well, an interesting January at this moment in time, and just 3 games. Of course, it was kind of like last season when if we played, I'm sure the cup would be drawn, but it was very late in the episode, so we will, as it stands, we will play all of those games because Bournemouth are in our division. So we'll start with a trip to the Emirates, in which we lost 7-1 last season. So hopefully we won't be that bad. And then FA Cup action against Bournemouth, and then at home against Chelsea. We certainly need to turn things around, because if we have a look at the standings, we now sit in 9th. That's how tight it is. And some good teams, I say some good teams, Chelsea and Liverpool behind us. We're only 3 points off the top 4, but that's how tight it is. Spurs leapfrog us. Newcastle still 3 points away. Now the top is 10 points, and it was 4 maybe at the start of this episode, so it just goes to show how quickly everything can change. But if we have a strong second half of the season, who knows? But look at that goals against column. Only the teams, well, even Southampton have conceded less goals than us. You look at those teams around us, and it doesn't make for pretty reading, the amount of goals that we're conceding. Goal scoring is fine. It always has been. It's conceding. And that's always been our issue, really. But hey ho, it is what it is. Unfortunately, not a lot of birthday cheer for me on this particular occasion, but still, it is what it is. Can't win them all. But anyway, I'm sure at this point when this video comes out, I'll be having a beer somewhere. And I hope you enjoy your weekend. Have a good one. And yeah, as I reflect on my 30th, it's been an interesting ride, but certainly on YouTube it's been a fun one, and hopefully there's many more years to come for it. So thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed it, pop a like on there for me, subscribe. See you soon.